Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. So I'm just shuffling up right now, getting ready to do a love spread with a bunch of new decks that I got. So I did a daily reading yesterday using them, and I felt really inspired by them. And I haven't gotten new decks in a while, so I always feel like this when I get some new ones in. But anyways, this is going to be a love spread. There is so much. I almost felt like this, and I feel like it's part of the love messages, this like anxiety, like this procrastination, this like I felt like I was procrastinating the love messages, but I also feel like that's a channeled message for some of you or somebody that is connected to you or that you're involved with. They're procrastinating telling you something that they know that they want to or they have to, but there's like this procrastination, this build up energy, this like, oh my God, like I it's just almost like this energy of it's too much, because that's why I was avoiding. It felt like too much to hone in on. It felt like it was going to trigger me. Like it was that kind of energy, but I'm not feeling like that now. I'm actually feeling like, because I did the message yesterday, it's getting me a lot more clear about how these collective messages are playing out specifically for love and romance. So one of the first things is essentially, collective, there is going to be a part of your spiritual journey, that is internal journey, that is mirrored directly reflected externally to you and mirrored back to you by a romantic partner. The problem is that it's almost like, okay, so some of you guys we know how we just had Mercury retrograde, right? And for some of you guys, you might have been like, I didn't have any exes return back from the past. And you know how you hear about Mercury retrograde always bringing people back from the past. I don't think in the physical that occurs. It brings people back into the past mentally because of what Mercury tries to support cognitively in our growth and development. Retrograde, it's to think back, to reflect, retrospect, right? Think twice kind of energy. So because in your personal spiritual journey, you've revealed a lot of your self-worth to yourself. You've also validated past experiences so that the lover that you were, yes, it didn't yield the results you want. Yes, you didn't get what you wanted out of it. But at the same time, you respect and honor the lover that you have already lived out, where I feel like many of you had to do healing because you didn't trust the inner lover in you. You didn't have faith in the inner lover because you're saying, well, I tried to love these people and it didn't work. It was almost like you were blaming yourself. And even though I feel like consciously you knew that these issues were being mirrored back to you and other people, particular issues, it was just, I feel like you were taking it, the whole demise of a relationship on, and you were blaming the inner lover in you. And for some of you, it was subconsciously, it wasn't even consciously. So consciously, you're blaming somebody else, which is actually a reflection of how you are blaming yourself, if that makes sense. It's like, it's hard to kind of describe, because this is really big, because I feel like an example is exes from the past coming back to you and recognizing, and it's not just exes, these are people you love. This is a love and romance reading. So family members, people you've supported that you feel didn't value and appreciate you. They were reflecting the lack of value and appreciation you had of self. Now that you've awakened to this value and appreciation to you, other people are too. Now, this is gonna ripple out in two ways. New people that you are now an energetic vibrational match for, that love themselves enough to realize that they are worth a friend like you, and vice versa. Or romantically, this could be a brand new relationship that is a reflection of the worth and how you see yourself now, which is worthy. You appreciate and value yourself, so this partner you're going to bring into you is going to do the same. For some of you, it's a current partner, meaning your partner's treating you differently, and it's a reflection of how you treat yourself differently. Okay? But for others of you, it's somebody from the past who is going to submerge back, talking about how they recognize and appreciate you now in retrospect for things that you've done, or the presence that you were in their life long time ago. And you might be like, well, the fucking nerve. Well, collective, they're just mirroring what that delayed response, that delayed understanding, that having to look back in retrospect and appreciate it in the present. That is being mirrored. That is a mirror of you. So you just went through this journey of understanding that you are worth more than you might have treated yourself, than you might have given yourself credit, that you might have presented and projected yourself out into the world. This is going to be mirrored back to you by people from the past and new people. It just plays out very differently. If it's new people, it's this sense of really having to exercise these new ways of functioning. So you have never gotten, for some of you, you've never gotten experience in a relationship from this heightened sense of self-love and appreciation. And the way you view yourself from this heightened space has never been mirrored back to you, because you only now just started really loving yourself and appreciating yourself and validating the inner lover in you, regardless of how things turned out. Right? And understanding how you've evolved the inner lover in you because of your journey of self-love. You love yourself better, so you're going to love other people better. But like I said, so I think I can move on from that. I think you get the point, because I'm trying to say it different ways, but I feel like you guys overstand me. So that was a message. Another message, I think I texted it to myself. Yes, this had to do with the message, the daily message that I got yesterday. So in yesterday's message, there was the 10 of Swords was the first card, and then the 10 of Pentacles was the second. That was a real clear indication of the wrapping up of a karmic journey. So that's why I shared that daily message with everybody, because it's like, I'm not going to not share these messages. I feel like I have to restructure the platform. But anyways, I'm going to regurgitate some of that and hone in specifically on some of that. So for many of you, you are going to gain closure. This closure is going to allow this availability and passion and excitement for a new beginning. So they almost come in tandem. For many of you, there's an area in your life that you haven't been able to manifest any aces, and you can't because you're at the 9s, where you're actively wrapping up a cycle. The 10 is a reflection of the successful completion. 10 of Swords in the Lenormand teaches you that you celebrate the end. The 9, you're stressed about it, you're still stuck in it, you're still working it out, but in the 10, you are celebrating the end. The 10 of Swords spoke of the ending, not the working through, the result of ending a karmic cycle. And many of you haven't done that yet. And you're going, well, I did this and I did this and I did this. That's the 9. Those are all the things you have to do to actively get yourself to the 10, meaning the universe gets to mirror back that ending. Remember, you co-create with the universe, so within, so without. When so within becomes so without, that's completion. That's the world energy. That is totality. That is final. That is, so I just feel like some of you guys think you're at a 10, but you're actually at a 9. The 10 comes in, however, the universe mirrors that back to you, where you get to look at it and go, it's really over. Some of you guys, and I'm going to share this on YouTube because this is a really massive collective message. It's really simple too. For many of you, a karmic cycle ends because of a truth that you are going to receive, or a truth that you're going to issue out to somebody. It's going to bring closure into a 10 of Swords situation with regards to partnership, meaning both people, or at least one person, knows that this relationship is not their vision, i.e. the 10 of Pentacles. They cannot create and yield what it is they want. But somebody had to go through, you guys had to go through a very long journey to understand what it was that you did want and how it contrasts to what it is that you've created and have in your reality. That's why a lot of people aren't realistic. Okay, reality is, there's consensus reality and then there's your independent reality. Somebody wasn't in alignment with the consensus reality, the reality that anybody externally to them could possibly see, or that the divine and the heavens were trying to communicate to them. Because we know when it comes to matters of the heart, it can be really hard to see outside of it. Your emotions can bring you to a real, you don't have that aerial view. Your emotions can really get you to not see things from a heightened perspective. Anyways, so I do feel a lot of closure energy. Romantically, I feel a lot of passionate, exciting energy. And yes, it's exciting, but that fire energy is meant to support all the triggering and kind of like the karmic clearing. Many of you guys are going to actually wrap up karmic cycles, not by the ending of an old relationship, because for some of you, that's still the 9 energy. Some of you are wrapping up your karmic cycle because you move differently in a new beginning. So a new beginning is presented to you and you're in karmic energy. You could have continued staying in karmic energy and perpetuated the karmic cycle by behaving and treating this ace like you always have, looking at it from the vibration you always have, showing up and presenting yourself in this relationship the way you always have. But you aren't. You're going to speak up. You're going to have the tough conversations. You are going to be transparent and honest. You are going to be committed and dependable. You are going to put your best foot forward. You are going to see yourself as worthy of the love that it is that you receive. Now you come out of a karmic energy. Your new beginning prompts that. Or for some of you, you come out of this energy by how you wrap up the end of a karmic relationship that you're not going to move forward in. So it's playing out differently, but who cares how it's playing out? The fact that we're at this point really means, guys, we've been talking about the end of this karmic cycle forever. Like as long as I've been on YouTube, or at least within the past 2.5 years. And it was all in theory. It's like this ending, the end of this karmic cycle had to come in through here. We had to process what that meant. We had to better understand it. We had to feel it. We had to live it. We had to believe it. It had to be who we are. So the ending of this karmic cycle has literally gone through the entire tree of life, gone through your chakras. I told you, it's like you're an electric pole. A current comes in from the head. Any blockages that you have in your throat, heart, root, sacral is going to stop this current from getting to your root, which is creating the fundamental change. Getting to your feet. Shout out my Bridget Asha. She taught me that there is a root chakra right underneath your feet. That's essentially where that current is trying to go. Meaning that this change is now the foundation of which we stand on. So this ending has been a work in progress. Collective, we are coming to the ending of this. Meaning the content next year is going to be different. We're going to be talking a lot about maneuvering through the new beginnings, all the triggerings that are occurring, supporting each other in transitioning out of our karmic energy while we're in our new beginnings. Meaning your reality is reflecting the newness. You have to come out of the habitual, the habit of being the way you were and showing up the way you did in your karmic cycle. So that's what we're having to work through on the new timelines. So it's still a lot of work. It's still a lot of ascending. It's still a lot of healing. These new beginnings are going to bring so much fucking healing that you guys couldn't even comprehend. Why? Because a lot of that wounding is going to get triggered in your new beginnings. Remember, love exorcises the darkness and the demons out of people. The people you're coming into union with and your partner loves you. That's going to exorcise darkness out of you, fam. So there's a lot of healing that is going to then occur that you didn't even think of because you didn't acknowledge this darkness because you haven't had it exorcised out of you. Woo! Your bitch is back. Okay? Like, I am in this. Like, I am feeling like the priestess of light oracle, okay? I am feeling like there is a universe inside of me, all right? Okay, so let's pray and pull some cards and see what's happening romantically, emotionally, and with relationships closest to the collective. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective all the messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High forever and ever. Amen. I see the completing of a karmic cycle with regards to this misogyny. So I'm getting that for some of you in a relationship, or this could, if it's not a current relationship, this could have been a pattern, a karmic pattern that you experienced with men or women. But essentially, I'm going to channel it the way I originally got it. So some of my feminines, you were in whether you were the masculine or the feminine in this dynamic, but I'm gathering that there's a masculine energy that was trying to hide the fact that he was misogynistic. So I'm getting that he was a divine masculine, but he had been raised with this very misogynistic community, environment, way of upbringing that never really resonated with who he truly is. But because that was how he was raised and what he was taught and how he was nurtured, he essentially is being triggered by the financial successioning and career growth and expansion of his feminine counterpart. So this was, I don't care if my, wife goes and does career. I don't care if she wants to go back to work. I don't care if she makes more money than me. But then she starts making more money, or then she decides, she doesn't want to stay and take care of the kids. She's going to put them in daycare and she's going to go back to work. And now all of a sudden this masculine is getting triggered. I'm also getting it from the feminine's perspective that this feminine knew her husband was misogynistic, but because of the circumstances, kind of gave the benefit of the doubt to her partner or to her husband that he wasn't. Now she's gaining abundance and it's changing rapidly. So I'm getting that this could have been a feminine who had like a small little project she was doing while she was on a maternity leave, or had something that she always had done but never really took seriously, finally decided to take it seriously. Now this online business is booming, or now this class is the hottest class, or whatever the case is. And now the masculine's feeling triggered. So now he can't go to work networking events. He has to come home and take care of the kids because the wife has to go to, an event that's going to bring her in $5,000, or has to go and get orders, or has to do something. So it's changing the dynamic. Or for some of you that aren't in relationships, this is how you're going to be triggered, because essentially you're moving into you're coming out of your own karmic energy where you would let your career, your personal endeavors and ambitions go to the wayside in pursuit of a masculine. Where for some of you in your relationship, you're being challenged with that. And I hear my feminines being like, no, I'm pursuing this. This is amazing for me. He's either going to support me or he's going to fuck off. And he knows that. He wants to support you, but his pathology and his karmic cycle is telling him you can't. This is threatening. This is a direct attack to you. Her even feeling like she knows this, needing to do this. People are going to think that you don't support her, you don't make enough money because now your wife has to go and do that. I'm literally channeling this whole dynamic, and I'm going to get off of it because it feels like I can get roped into it and I don't want to. So there was that. I need water now. That was a lot. Oh God. Jeez. Okay, I just got the Romance Angels too. So yeah, there was that. Let me see if I texted myself. I told you, like, I've been getting nudges to do the love reading. I just didn't do it. So I'll just text myself. I'll be like, I'll do it later. So like I said at the beginning of the reading, I am getting that heavy procrastination energy with regards to somebody communicating. This communication could be reflection of an ending, or this communication could be reflection of a beginning, but the blockage is procrastination. Procrastination is linked to perfection. People procrastinate because of perfection. And I have to study that so I can deeper explain it to you, because you know how we do it over here. We get deep in the psyche. I don't have it yet, but I know that it's linked to perfection, and I can feel that energy. It's got to be perfect. So now you build it up, and now I got to push it off because it's so big, because it has to be so perfect. And now you need the pressure you get when you leave things to the last minute. So now that pressure helps to, it's almost like diamonds, because it's got to be the best. Like, it's a lot, right? Anyway, someone's in denial. This could be about an ending. This could be about a passionate new beginning. So some of you guys are in denial about an ex who's moved on to a passionate new beginning. You still watch them. You still talk about them. You still think there's a future. You still communicate with their friends and family. You still try to figure out about them. You are going to traumatize yourself. But at the same time, it's fine, because that trauma is essentially karma. You feel addicted. You feel like you can't help it. There's a reason you are being karmically drawn to watch something. And you have to figure out why, because I don't know. All I know is that somebody is in denial that a relationship is either over or that a new one has begun. Some of you guys are in denial about your new beginning. You're still moving like you're single. You're still moving like you're dating. You're in denial. You are in a monogamous relationship. Don't sabotage. The number one way feminines live out antisocial behavior is through self-sabotage. And no different than masculines live out antisocial behavior using aggression. And we know we're masculine and feminine, so feminines, you could actually resonate with the violent energy, and masculines can go, oh my God, I sabotage. You might do both. But anyways, the denial, somebody's crying over spilt milk. So this is this should've, could've, would've type of energy. And some of you guys get very irritated by that. But I'm telling you guys, the same delayed response you had to your own worth, the same way you're going to look back in retrospect with certain things and say, I shouldn't have stayed there that long, or I regret not making these health changes sooner, or whatever the case is being mirrored back to you and other people, your karmics. How do you respond? Do you have the same compassion you have for yourself? Do you give that to other people, being like, it's totally cool. I understand, man. I didn't know my own worth. Why the fuck would you know mine? Right? Some of you guys don't feel that way. You're like, I don't give a fuck. You should have been known that. How could they have known something you didn't know, collective? Because the only reason why you manifested somebody who treated you like that is because you didn't know better and feel better about yourself. You guys know what time it is over here. You guys know what time it is over here, man. Like, we're doing the work. You trigger me, I trigger you guys the fuck back. Okay? I heard spicy, whatever. You guys are like my fucking cousins at this point. Like, you know how the Americans always have like 20 cousins? That's how I feel with you guys. Like, don't let me call my cousins in Jersey. I've got cousins in all 52 states. Is there 52 states though? I don't know, I'm Canadian. Anyways, I got cousins in all the states, blood. I've got more cousins in states than I do in provinces, all right? Like, shout out to the Americans. I love you guys. Anyways, I know I make you feel a little Canadian, you guys make me feel a little American, you know. Anyways, we're all gonna be suffering the same karmic consequences from this bloodshed land, okay? Like, it's not a joke. There's so much fucking karmic debt on this land, collective, okay? And I'll be really honest, like, and I'm gonna go live on YouTube and talk about it, but we did this work together. When it came to, like, that was a breakthrough in the last live that we have. We have to do more lives in our little small community. But anyway, the powers that be are mimicking God's judgment. And we always knew, if we read that story, what was the whole point? Moses was trying to prove, like, the creator we worship is way more powerful than any of your gods. That was always the point. And COVID was a way of showing it. Like, I was rocked. I cried. Because right before COVID, I was channeling that Mother Nature was crying to God, praying to God, being like, these people are fucking killing me. Like, they're torturing me. Help me, help me. This was Mother Earth energy praying to Prime Source. Like, we pray to Prime Source. And God shut down the whole world for her. Shut down the whole planet. It's done. And we didn't listen. Remember, in the plagues, there were warnings to redeem ourselves. We've always been given patience by the Creator and by the Divine. The benefit of the doubt. Everything we don't give to people, God has given to us. And I can't say that many of you guys give all people all those beautiful things, but you know me, how I can get on. And I believe, I can't tell you when, all I know is that in the near future, whatever the near future means, couple months, couple weeks, couple days, couple years, I don't know. But God is going to bring in a judgment that cannot be mimicked, that cannot be suppressed. I feel like crying because remember we were getting the creator energy in the last reading that I did. That's what this is. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than your biggest fears. It's bigger than your biggest oppressors. It's bigger than your biggest idols. There is judgment coming on us all. And no different than in Egypt times. Think of like what they did with the sacrifice and going in their homes. That was what God told them to do. Collective God is telling each and every single one of you individually what to do to be in alignment, to be saved from this judgment here. It's judgment. Serious, serious judgment. Meaning when this judgment is passed, no one will doubt the Creator. Or at least not for another, 10,000 years or something. When we forget and we get lost. We've been living out the journey of the devil. Falling from grace only to resurrect again. There's so much. But I feel God's judgment. That mimicking shit, God is going to pass judgment on us. Things we've never seen. That we know only God could do. Glory be to the Most High forever and ever, as it was in the beginning and is now and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Okay. Let's go back to love and romance. Which is very much creator energy, because many of you are coming into union with people that you're actually going to create your 10 of Pentacles. Many of you guys, the relationships you were in were never, or holding on to, were never designed to create anything. They were designed to teach you very valuable lessons about who you are and what you truly want and what you truly deserve. So those relationships serve their purpose. Let them go. And be open to the relationships that are going to serve the newfound purpose that you've unlocked within yourself. And it's your beautiful, destined, and fated future. These people are a reflection of it. This love is a reflection of it. I'll be really honest, collective. The people I am reading for are so vowed to the high priest and high priestess journey that if they do not come into union with their life partner, the one who is a reflection of their connection to God, you will stay as solitary animals, like the jaguar. But what's beautiful is, do you guys remember that jaguar video? Because one of you guys, I saw it come up in my notifications, and I just went, I didn't see what you guys wrote about it. Somebody wrote a comment about it, but I just went and clicked on it. And remember the love story about the two jaguars? So these are two solitary animals that have come from very hard journeys, very oppressive environments, zoos. And they were brought together to the sanctuary on purpose. And the people were very hesitant. They're like, I don't know how it's going to be. And because jaguars, like I said, they're solitary. And if you watch any jaguar documentaries, very different than the lions and the tigers and shit. Very, very different. That's also why they're so stealthy and dangerous. Because they're antisocial animals. They're not as social as lions. So even if you watch Kevin Richardson, he has panthers at his sanctuary. He will never turn his back to them, and he's been raising them since they were babies. He will never turn his back on a black jaguar, because you just never know. So anyways, I love Kevin Richardson. I will go to that sanctuary in South Africa. If you guys are in South Africa, Kevin Richardson opens his sanctuary to the public. That's how he generates money to take care of the sanctuary. It's one of the means, right? And you can go there, you can help take care of the animals, you can meet Kevin, learn a bunch of shit, and then it's cool because it's almost like you can camp there per se, or do a week, so you meet other people and shit from around the world. Anyways, for those of you in South Africa or planning to go to South Africa, and if you go to Kevin Richardson, you need to FaceTime me. I need to feel like I'm at least a part of that a little bit, okay? But yeah, the in that video, if you guys want to go back, I think it was an angel coded message, but they were so in love with each other. They just kept grooming each other. It was just so obvious how in love they were. One of them, the male, was very laid back, double the female size, black jaguar. and was just very laid back, but she brought out his affectionate and emotional side. And he essentially calmed her little spazzy ass down. So they really balanced each other. So I downloaded all these messages just from watching that Jaguar video again about these relationship dynamics. So many of you are either the calm, stoic one coming into union with somebody who's a little more fiery. Together, you create this beautiful harmony and allow each other to explore opposite ends of the spectrum. Right? You guys are going to support each other, saying it's safe. You can go and be the quiet and stoic one, and I can be the spazzy one, right? Like it's really beautiful. You and your partner are going to be reflecting the polarities you already always lived on. So I was always laid back, you know. And this person is spunky and fiery, but is looking for that calming energy. No different than the calming energy is looking for that spark. So it really feels like a beautiful meshing with regards to personalities. But then what was really beautiful, so I'm like, this video was from 10 months ago. I'm like, so what happened? Because they're like, oh, we're going to create a breeding sanctuary for them and hopefully like they'll give us cubs. And I'm like, were there babies? They had a little baby. 3 months ago, they had a little cub. So I followed up with the story. So it's really quite beautiful. And if that is any omen for what's occurring in this collective, it is these beautiful consecrated relationships. These are partnership collective, partnerships that have your guides and your ancestors and your creator's blessing. When we get married, we're not asking for blessings then. We are acknowledging the blessing we already received. So it's really like you're taking your partner to the aisle and you're going up to God being like, I got it. Like I totally figured it out. It's him. It's her, right? Yeah. Like it's that energy. That's what the marriage should be a reflection of. And then the vows that the oaths that you vow to each other are actually not to each other. They're to the creator. So they have this whole ceremony all fucked up. That's why nobody respects their vows, because they make it to man. You'll respect your vows if you make them to the creator, though. So instead of, I'm going to love and honor you, you go to the creator, I'm going to honor and love him or her. I am going to respect and nurture her till death do us part. It's these consecrated unions. So now I'm dying to see what's going to come out. 30 minutes in, we haven't even pulled a fucking card. It's because I had so much fucking love messages. So we're at the end of the month. You guys just copy and paste the link to this video if you don't want to watch it all now, because if you're not carrying on with your subscription, you won't have access to it. So go through the library, especially these last ones if you didn't get a chance to watch them or watch all of them. Copy, paste them, save them, and then you'll have access to them even after your subscription runs out, okay? The Knight of Swords, we got this again. This was the first card. Where did I see this? I don't know what this is about. This looks familiar. It was one of the first cards I pulled when I got this new deck. It speaks of highs, lows, conflict, tension. So I just feel like this is... I feel like this is how some of you guys feel internally about a particular connection. You feel the highs, so you feel like you love this person, you feel super connected to them, and then you feel low, like there's no way that this person could be my person or I'll be able to explore or build anything with them. You are in an internal conflict about a connection for some of you. Or for others of you, this is somebody that you are in, this is an actual person. So this is an internal tension or internal conflict. You actually have conflict with somebody that you are either romantically attracted to or actually in union with. Okay, so let's see what this is about. For some of you, this is like tension in a living situation. So because this is a relationship's closest to you, somebody you would live with would be considered somebody closest to you. So for some of you, this tension is in the household. If it's in the workplace, it's someone you work incredibly closely with. So either the person who sits next to you, your boss, or like it's somebody you have to deal with regular. If this is like, this could be a roommate, and you can't stay here anymore. You're like, I got to get the fuck out of here, and I got to get out of here quick. For some of you, there's going to be an argument that's going to be a precipice that's going to bring the end to a karmic cycle where you are codependent and only envision living with other people and not on your own terms. Meaning, like, some of you guys don't like living on your own, and you keep getting into these karmic experiences with roommates and where you're living. You bounce around because you don't see yourself. Because for some of you, it has nothing to do even with the money, or maybe you're not even manifesting the money because you don't really want independence. You don't want a space of your own. Something that is occurring with some tension with regards to who you're living with now is going to push you to the precipice. Like, I need to just get my own place. I need to be independent. I don't need other people. I can do this on my own. I can make enough money, whatever. So that's that. I'm getting that too. But what else is this Knight of Swords surrounding? The Eight of Pentacles, it's about work. So yeah, definitely some of you guys have tension in the workplace, or some of you guys are feeling tension romantically with somebody. And I feel like it's more of the Ten of Swords energy. Somebody wants to work on the connection, and for some reason you agreed to do that, but you just want to leave the person. Or this could be somebody else. So if this is you, you really wanted to work on the connection, you didn't want to end it, and your partner's like, okay, fine, I'll stay, and their actions aren't reflecting what they said. It's because they don't want to be there anymore. So somebody isn't being authentic. And I feel like a runner-chaser dynamic, but no, they're both here energetically. This is somebody who's with somebody right now that wants to leave. I'm also getting that somebody's wanting to put in, somebody could have told them, like, this is what I need in order to want to stay in this relationship. I put in all the effort. You don't put in any effort. You're not planning any routes. It's somebody warned somebody about their lack of effort in a relationship. And the problem is I'm hearing it's too little, too late. Somebody's now doing what somebody asked. Somebody's now ready to put in the work. The problem is this person's like, it's too late, man. We had this discussion how long ago? I waited how long? And now that I'm ready to move on, you want to put in the effort. So I'm getting that somebody is latching on and holding on. And I believe that this effort is actually manipulation, because if this person were again to say, fine, now they're putting in the work, I'm going to stay, this person is going to renege and they're going to go back into their karmic ways. And I know that because of what's prompting them to do it. They're not putting in the effort for themselves. They're putting in the effort for a codependent reason externally to them. And for many of you, it's you. It's no different than somebody who puts in all this work to look good. They work out, they take care of their body, they wear all the clothes, and then they get the partner, and then they don't do it anymore. Somebody only does it for external reasons, this work, this hard work. Somebody's only willing to do it now because somebody's willing to walk away. Like I said, collective, these could be people from the past that now have recognized your worth, just like you now recognize your worth, that are now ready to put in the effort that you are now ready to put into yourself. Because many of you are putting in this hard work and dedication into loving yourself after revealing things within yourself that were a reflection of your lack of love. Meaning, I don't do this, and I don't do this, and I should do this if I really love myself, or I have to stop doing this if I truly love myself. So now you guys are putting in the work for you, but you didn't do this before. It's literally being mirrored externally to you by some karmic ass partner. And I don't even know. I'll be honest, I'm not the reader to support you in dating people from the past. And it doesn't mean I get exes all the time, not just ex-romantic partners, ex-friends. Like that so I'm very like, I'm more like trying to move forward, which has its own problems, because the runner in me is just like, on to the next friend, on to the next partner, on to the next experience, on to the next job. And then the universe got me stuck. Remember I told you with the whole living situation, I got stuck and I couldn't do what I usually do. So I had to learn lessons about that. But I can't tell you, I can't advise you what to do. All I'm telling you is that there is an energy here that mirrors you. Yeah, it's fucked up that somebody didn't know your worth and treated you the way they did, only to come back and be able to know your worth now and wants to treat you better. Sound familiar, collective? Sounds just like you, don't it? It's just like you. It's just like you. Somebody's mirroring your shadow, which is that why I'm saying you might not want to be with this person. I don't know. You would have to determine that. If that's somebody from the past. Now, We got the Eight of Wands. Good news. I feel like this is another message. Good news. Oh, amazing. Hey, this is fantastic news. And I know that because look, you were all stressed. Nine of Swords, anxiety, worry. And then we have the Eight of Wands. That's good news. And then the Empress and the King of Swords. You're very happy about, if this is surrounding anything legally, you're very happy. This is in your favor. The King of Swords, which is the judge, ruled in the Empress's favor. Whether male or female, this is you trying to cultivate, grow, nourish yourself, nourish your new timelines, your why paradigm. This judgment is in your favor. It's a reflection of your why paradigm. You're no longer stressed. You're relieved. You're like, thank God. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Can I get more about what this Eight of Wands is? Like, what's this good news? It's judgment. Remember I told you the King of Swords, that's judgment energy. So it's a decision. Somebody made a very good decision that positively impacts you somehow. Or this is you guys coming, you were in a position of ambivalence and you had to make a decision and you weren't sure if you made the decision. Then you get good news and you're like, it was an amazing decision. I made the right decision for me. And now you're feeling like the Empress, like you're able to move forward. For some of you, you leave somebody and what you find out after or what occurs to them after gets you to feel relieved that you left them when you did. Or for some of you, you come into union with somebody and then this stress comes about and this person supports you. There's something like, I feel like it's your decision to either go into union or come out of union with somebody that you find is good news. You're relieved because of what comes into you, what you missed and curved. It's almost like that was a wicked idea. I'm so happy I did that. I'm so happy I made that decision. I'm so happy I took that action based off of the decision that I made. Acceptance, awakening, and assessment. This could be about somebody else. This is good news. You were worried about somebody. You were worried about somebody, their decision-making, what was going on, and you're going to be relieved that this could be your kid. You're stressed out. The Empress is stressed out about her child, but the universe is saying, trust what you nurtured and all the hard work you put in to raise them. Trust their decision-making skills. Trust their ability to get themselves out of what they're in. Seems like an older child. You are going to be so proud of the decision that they made on their own. I feel the pride that you have in this child here, but you should have pride in yourself, Empress, because you raised them so. That's what the Divine was trying to tell you. Trust how you reared up and how you raised your pitney. And then the Devil. Wow. Desire, obsession, fear, and shadow. I am getting an obsessive energy from karmic partners. I was getting it at the beginning. Like this is, some of you guys are in denial about the ending of a relationship and you are becoming obsessed. I see somebody who won't let go, who continues to watch. They can't help it. And what I believe this is it's triggering the jealousy. It's triggering the insecurities. It's also showing you what you want because you're attracted and jealous of something that somebody has. So it's really to show you it's not what they have you're supposed to have. It's what they have and what it's unlocking within you. For some of you, this is somebody obsessed over you. This is an ex that you feel, and I don't get the energy of not being able to shake somebody because like the way this tribe is, I don't feel that. I don't feel like somebody is going to just latch on to you because you guys do dark work. Your shadow will like do somebody something. So I don't feel like this is somebody obsessing over you, like stalking you and shit. If they are obsessing, they're doing it in the shadows. They're doing it so that you can't see. They don't want you to know. They're not going to reach out to your new person. None of that shit. For some of you, if this is like you started dating somebody and their ex isn't letting go, for some of you, For some of you, this person doesn't know you. The minute they see you, they're going to know what time it is. It has nothing to do with the way you look. It's your energy vibration and your sturdy ass eye contact. I feel like you won't have to worry about letting like somebody, some obsessive ex, you won't have to worry about them. What they see is going to get them to detach. You don't have to do anything to get rid of an ex. What they witness, because they're watching you, they're obsessively watching you. And what they see eventually will get them to detach from you. So just keep living your best fucking life, okay? The world, they will naturally go away. You see the snakes? Yeah, don't worry about no exes. I'm telling you that right now. Because if you feed energy to it, you make that person's ex more relevant. You make the karmic partner more relevant because you're feeding energy in the form of fear, anxiety, anger, whatever. The point is they're not relevant anymore, right? Or that's what your partner tells you, my ex isn't relevant. Well, then they shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a topic of discussion. It shouldn't be an issue unless that fool rolls up to your door. It shouldn't be up for discussion. Where for some of you, what is karmic here is that somebody still is tethered to their ex, but they're trying to explore a new connection. They're not with their ex, but they're still energetically tied. They still talk about them. Their ex still communicates with friends and family. They're not fully done with them. So then that's different. Then you would have to wrap up a karmic cycle by identifying the lack of availability that this person has and identifying that you don't want to be a part of what they don't want to even be a part of, yo. Yo, enough of you guys need to be really fucking careful, eh? Like, you guys tether yourself karmically to people and then you realize you don't want them. Somebody feels like they're stuck to somebody. So some of you guys could have had kids with somebody who's really fucked up and foul. And the problem is if you don't create boundaries surrounding them, the people you bring into your life, they're not going to want that negative karmic energy either. So it's not that they don't want you. They don't want the fucking baggage, and the baggage isn't children. It's the low vibrational people we choose to fucking get bred up by. Because just because I don't have kids doesn't mean I haven't been in that low vibrational ass boat. I'll tell you that right now. So ain't no judgment coming over here. I'm just grateful to God. It's actually what initiated my celibacy journey. Getting bred up by a fucking demonic ass low vibrational fool. We're gonna move on. I'm okay. I'm not getting triggered. I'm good. I'm fucking solid. I'm good. Then we have the Four of Cups. This is delusion, yearning, boredom. Then there's the truth that comes in. There is a delusion. Somebody is disillusioned in thinking that something isn't over. Somebody is creating illusions because they don't have the truth instead of just surrendering to the fact that I don't know. Someone is in denial and then the truth comes in and it brings in change. So it's almost like whatever somebody was in denial of, it's going to be now undeniable. Going from in denial to it being undeniable. This could even be love. Somebody could have been in denial about not being in love with somebody. I can leave them behind. I don't need them. I made a decision to leave them behind. They were in denial about their feelings for you and how they felt about you. They were in denial about your impact on their life. So now they understand. Now the inevitable, now the reality has hit them. How they truly feel. And that will apply differently to people because it doesn't matter that this person wasn't able to identify something. Like for some of you, you had people who didn't see your worth, but they didn't treat you any less. They just didn't see you as being somebody good for them. But then you have people who treated you away because they didn't see you worthy. So I don't want to date collective, so I can now treat them like this. Or I'm not going to commit to collective, so I'm going to do this to them now. Those people have burnt bridges. Those people the simple karma is that they can't return back to an energy source that they yearn for. Remember, yearning, disillusion, and boredom. Somebody is yearning for an energy that they now are honest with themselves in realizing that they want, love, and appreciate, which is probably you, collective. But their karma will depend on what they did. Because if they didn't do anything to you and they just didn't see your worth and didn't see you as somebody for them and moved on, they're not getting any bad karma no matter how much that hurt you. I'm sorry. Why? Because they moved with integrity and they kept your feelings into consideration, which is probably why you'll most likely date this person if they come back to you. But for some of you, especially with, not all of you, even if you didn't have that, you guys, many of you won't revisit your past, and it's because of what you're manifesting in your future. But for some of you, you will. And if you do, it's because of that. Understanding that love was always there, even if this person didn't choose to be with you, they chose to love you because of how they dealt with you when they chose to go down a different path. So now they're coming back wanting to revisit you, but there isn't the blockages of all these lies, deceit, and trauma. It's just a matter of realignment and you being open to it. Understanding that you're different now and there's a reason why you weren't aligned then, but could possibly be aligned now. You have to use your discernment and to make that decision. But for many of you, man, for many of you, especially these people who are super obsessed from your past, they think they love you. Just like you thought you loved them. But you didn't understand really what love was. You don't commit, you don't love yourself. You know, you're not authentic, you're not genuine. These things don't reflect love. This is not love. For some of you, your exes are being karmically forced. Like, it's like this love energy is forcing them to be drawn to you, but the karma is your lack of availability for them. They then are dealing with the trauma because they go, oh, I want to reach out to collective because I'm craving them now. And they go, fuck, but I can't because I did this and I said this and they probably found out this and I would have to tell them the truth about this. Someone is going fucking through it who really did you. And this is romantic. This isn't, it could be friends. I'm getting romantic. I don't think this person will return to you, collective. And if they do, there is no way I see you revisiting anything with them. Like I said, there's a small pocket of you that are like, I won't date anybody from the past because this person hurt you, but they didn't dishonor you. They just didn't choose you. They picked a different path. But they honored the connection that they had with you. So they were respectful. They told you the truth. They didn't cheat on you. They didn't draw you into any third-party situation. None of that shit, none of it. So you're mad. But when they come back looking good, talking about, I missed you, let's link up, you link up and you have like a 4-hour fucking conversation. Now all of a sudden you're like, maybe I will date someone from my past. Which is literally how that's going to play out for some of you. You had no intentions of dating this fucking person again. And now 3 hours later in a conversation, you're like, I don't know. Some of you might sleep with them after that 4-hour fucking conversation. So it went from, I'm not going to date my ex to, oh, I'm just going to get closure to, we had sex last night. Like, I love the collective I serve. You guys are the hardest out. Anyways, but for those of you that this person, like, they literally took a grenade, threw it behind them into the building you were in and walked away. It exploded, but you survived. They didn't know you survived. Then they hear word on the street about this magnificent fucking survivor who's now doing great things. And they're going, wait, I know that person. I thought I fucking left them behind. I thought I totaled everything. I thought there was nothing there to revisit. There isn't anything to revisit because you blew it up. This person isn't there anymore. You guys have moved on to somewhere that they don't know anything about, that they can't find, and that they're not an energetic match for. So Mercury retrograde, the Mercury retrograde energy is actually what is going to be triggered. All your exes, for many of you, your exes are going to come back between now and Christmas. And it was because of the energy that Mercury retrograde, all this retrospect, all this reflecting back in the past and all this shit. Now that Mercury's direct and Saturn and Jupiter, now your exes are coming back, collective, but it's for a reason. It's not to feed your fucking ego. It's not to validate the wounded fucking lover in you. It's to make a really serious decision about your X and Y paradigm. Are you really done with it or not? What resonates with you? What doesn't resonate with you anymore? It's to get the truth. It's to communicate the truth. It's to let any illusions of the past fall to the wayside so that you leave this karmic cycle with the truth. Not an illusion, not an assumption, preconceived notions. No, with the fucking truth. So yeah, many of you, between even now and the next love reading, you guys will have a lot of exes coming back. But it's not going to be like what you thought. Because back when you wanted your exes to come back, it was to fill voids that they had left behind because you seek love outside of yourself and you made it their responsibility to love you. And then when they didn't, you had a void. So you were trying to manifest them back to finish what they started, to keep doing what they were doing and make you feel the way they made you feel. But then you ascended and you realized they didn't really make you feel that great, did they? And what they really were a reflection of. They taught you things. The relationships taught you things. And you've learned the lessons and you can now pass go. Anyways, that was the tarot. Let's see what we get with the romance angel. Oh. The Chariot. It's fucking victory. Finally being able to move forward. It's real closure and totality. So exes come back to people who have already manifested closure. If they are going to come back or not. But the way you guys were trying to manifest exes, it was to go around the karmic cycle again, which your higher self already told you it didn't want to do. So you were in direct conflict with your own manifestations. Where's this person from the past? I want them to return to me. I don't want this person from the past. I want to manifest someone new. It's really identifying the conflict of interest. Really look at why you want your exes back, collective. Because when you really hone in on it, it's not to be with them. It's to get them to fill some kind of void, which is why you manifested them in the first place. And then you start loving yourself. Many of you have reached a point of self-love that you don't look to the past anymore. You don't even look to your own fucking parents. You really look to yourself to show up and show out for you and then feel the love every time you do, every day. You guys are able to move forward now, but let's see more in what the collective is moving forward to when it comes to romance. Some of you is going to be a really big month. Some of you guys are going to pack up your shit, move, and get a new place and end a relationship. It's a lot of change that's going to occur in only 1 month. For some of you, you're going to catch baby really quick. Remember in the Jaguar video that they met in 10 months ago, and then they had a cub 6 months ago, so they conceived immediately when they went to that fertility den, their nesting den. It was a really beautiful enclosure that they made for them. They gave them the works. They were the stars of the sanctuary. They're the lovers. They're going viral online. They gave them the best fucking sanctuary, and they conceived babies really, really quickly. Right? 6 months later, they have fucking cubs, right? So, they had a cub. It's just this little cute this little black, tiny little jaguar, and she's the best mom. She's a wicked mom, which would make sense because she was a wicked wife, but anyway, or still is. And you guys can go check it out. It's the Big Cat Sanctuary, I think, but the video is in there. But if you want to look at the follow-up with the baby, you can go onto their website. It was only like 3 months ago, the birth of a rare cub. That's Yenki, I forget her name. Forget the jaguar's name. But anyways, some of you guys are going to catch baby really quick. Yeah, new love. A new romantic partner has stirred your heartstrings. Yeah, I think you might get pregnant relatively quickly. There's the strength. I know it's not a leopard, but it's a lion. And there's the lovers. It's the strength to love each other through the tower. This is some of you guys overcome something really beautiful with your partner, and it's pretty much solidified the relationship between the two of you. Like it's almost it's further consecrated the relationship and the vow that you have for each other. Better understanding why the universe brought each other together. Look at the gratitude that they have for each other. This is where the collective is going with regards to love and romance, where both the equal reciprocity work and the self-love is showing in this picture. They both love and appreciate and adore each other. They value each other and each other's lives, and look at all the abundance that grows around them because of the love that they have, not just for self, but each other. New love. Wow, I'm feeling like nervous. I feel like this is new. I feel like butterflies. I feel like a nervousness in my heart chakra. This is new love coming in. This is a union, a love. This is affecting. This is you're not gonna, this love alone will bring closure, because closure's coming in different ways for you guys. For some of you, the closure is this new love, and the way you connect and love each other, whatever wounding you had, whatever yearning you had from past love experiences is over. You will not look to the past to fulfill you in any type of way when this person comes into your life, if they are not already. Because for some of you, these were the first cards that came out. For some of you, if this person's already in your life, you guys could be going through a tower moment. And this tower moment is different because you have each other. Where in the past, you went through these tower moments because you're showing up as strong, because you're already strong, because you've gone through tower moments like this alone. But now you're going through a tower moment with a person, and it's totally different. It's so different. This shit hits differently when somebody's got your fucking back. This shit hits differently when somebody loves you and supports you through the shit. This shit hits differently when you know you're not alone. And you know that because you were. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed now, all of a sudden. Wedding, this situation involves marriage. This could be like somebody wanting to commit, have children, and get married relatively quickly. Going from new love to wedding. Now, from a very low vibration, this could be somebody, a new love. If you feel that they aren't available to you in some kind of way, it's because they're already with somebody. We're not doing that again. We're not playing these games with these unavailable people. The only way I'm willing to do it with you is if you acknowledge that this unavailability is a reflection of you. That I'm willing to work on with you, collective. Your lack of availability to you, but getting all consumed and wondering when this person's going to become available for you and all that shit. I don't support that. We've evolved from those things. We have to keep going. We have to keep ascending. We have to keep expanding to higher levels of consciousness and love. And this going into new love, being committed already, is a reflection of lack of availability, lack of authenticity. It's the lowest these marriages are the lowest vibrational forms of marriage, because the lack of authenticity, honesty, integrity, and true love and respect shared, like, it's just, this is all over. So I'm not really getting that, where that might resonate with some of you. And if it does, do not make it about this person and what they have going on. Look within yourself and see that it is the lack of availability that they have for you is a lack of availability you have to yourself, your own dreams, desires, your own needs, your fucking needs. You're not available to tend to your own needs, and then you project that responsibility onto other people who can't do it. Why? Because they're committed and responsible for other people. And they can't even adhere to these responsibilities over here. It's just a fucking mess. But the higher vibrational message of this, which is what I really was tapping into originally, is that this is the quick progression. Remember I said some of you guys catch baby really quick? That could be why somebody wants to marry you really quickly. They want to do right by you. So yeah, you're pregnant. Let's just go then. We're not turning back. I'm not turning back. Let's just get married. Or for some of you, this new love, this marriage card is a reflection of the consecrated union, meaning you feel destined and fated to be with this person. You're meeting someone and you know they're your life partner. This is love at first sight, seeing the longevity in a connection and the early stages of it. So that's really what I'm getting from that. Keep an open mind. Pay attention to the red flags and worth waiting for, but I'm just going to take, oh, it was too much. Keep an open mind. Yeah, worth waiting for. Some of you guys are really waiting for somebody who's married to get off of this. You need to release this shit. You need to release this shit. You're holding on because of chemistry, and it's going to go unrequited. And this unrequited love is going to leave you in the wallows of your fucking codependency. It's unrequited. This flirt and chemistry is unrequited. And you're holding on because you're holding on. So for some of you, you had this chemistry and this flirting with somebody who was married. This person could have told you, trust me, like I'm going to leave them, or we're divorcing, or you were just like believing that the love and the chemistry that you had would get them to leave this unrequited relationship. This is somebody who's in an unrequited relationship but is still married to somebody, making themselves available for you. The karma is essentially the connection between you being unrequited. It's the issue is with the person. This person's going around blaming their wife for why the relationship is unrequited, and now they're about to have another unrequited relationship with you because you don't want to wait for them to get a divorce. Or you're tired of doing that. What? Collective, what's going on? You guys aren't really doing this, really. You guys better not be coming to me in the ethers talking about this new love is married, but it's worth waiting for. I'm keeping an open mind. What? Okay, we're going to move on from that. I judge no one. I've done it all, collective. I've done it all. Okay, I know you guys don't know me like that, but trust me. Trust me. Like, I've done it all. All right, and then, oh my gosh. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels. Can we just wrap up this love reading? Wings of light, becoming something new. Whoa. This new relationship brings out the best in you. This new relationship is a reflection of who you became to be, which is the authentic version of yourself. You did a lot of work to come out of the karmic version of you. You guys are coming into union. For real, for real. Looking back and moving forward. Adjustment. We have to read this. Because this is the energy. The 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. The X paradigm and the Y paradigm. That's exactly, it's number 24 too. So let's see. Adjustment. Looking back, moving forward. The Priestess of Wisdom pauses, looking over her shoulder as she receives owl guidance about adjustments to make before moving forward. When this card appears in your spread, pay attention. Pay attention to the red flags. To the cards placed on either side, for these represent issues you need to be considering now. This card marks a pause in your energy, a time to contemplate what you've been doing and determine if any changes would prove beneficial. Reflection and course correction now are wiser than charging full steam ahead. The owl has extraordinary vision and can adjust its focus from telescopic to microscopic in an instant. In fact, it is always adjusting, always ready to redirect to path for a more effective result. This card is suggesting that you do the same. Review your previous choices to determine what has worked for you. Look ahead to see what changes can accelerate your plans' fruition. This could call for some patience and courage, for you may have to shift or even abandon the path that you have been primarily focused on. But take note of the bright light from the right, the future pouring into the Priestess of Wisdom's left hand, the hand of receiving, as well as the orbs there and at her third eye. She is guided in her adjustments by the clarity and vision of the owls, as seen as being directed into the future by the light orbs of the spirit world. You too can be so guided when you let yourself stop, reconsider, adjust, and move peacefully forward with trust. Affirmation: it is safe for me to stop and reconsider my path and process. I am patient and courageous in the choices I make. This is about not making impulsive decisions. The Lover speaks of love. So with regards to romance, this is not making a quick decision. This is not the time to do that. This is exercising patience, giving your partner an opportunity to exercise patience with you and respect your boundaries by you asking for some patience and time to think about things. Narcissistic partners that have no intention of healing will never wait for you to do that. They want what they want from you now because they always intended to use you because they see you as a thing. People who are loving, they will understand. People who see you as a true human being and understand that and respect that, they will give you the time you need, but they'll create their own boundaries. So if you're procrastinating, collective, that will be you cutting off your nose to spite your own face. But asking for boundaries and somebody's patience while you go through your internal process to make any decisions is good, is healthy. But anyways, collective, I'm hungry. Pluto rebirth, and I'm almost pretty sure that Pluto is what went direct alongside Saturn and Jupiter. It could be Uranus, but I'm pretty sure it was Pluto. Number 27. Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio, and which we are in Scorpio season, and is a powerful planetoid that takes 248 years to transverse the zodiac. Pluto and Chiron, or Charon, the largest of its 5 moons, circle each other and create a binary system. Most myths connect to Pluto, god of the underworld, have 2 major characters. The one who descends into the underworld to return reborn. The Lilith placement, we talked about this. Descending into the pit of hell, Venus descending into the pit of hell, and then resurrecting as the morning star of Lucifer. It was Venus that did that. That's the goddess of love. Just saying. And the one who either sends souls down to the underworld or greets them on arrival. From Pluto and Proserpina to Seth and Osiris and Iana and Eurykiel, both sides of these myths, the use and abuse of power and the willingness to be reborn again into the empowered divine self, describes Pluto's influence. Pluto was also lord of mining, retrieving valuables from deep within the earth. Action. Pluto calls for 3 actions. First, to deep dig. Second, to be willing to transform. And third, to use power wisely. Pluto calls you to drill down, dig up what is worthy, and bring to the surface. Then rinse away the dirt and uncover the gold. Bring up riches whenever you dig deep into your soul's work. Remember, I was telling you guys, you go into the pits of you come back with very valuable parts of yourself. That's why we feel so liberated and good coming out of these dark night periods. We feel more fulfilled. We feel more equipped. We feel more valuable, i.e. self-value, self-worth. But anyways, notice obsessions and neuros. These signs of stress must be listened to and healed, but don't allow them to control you. Pluto reminds you that you can't hold on to the past, but you can take care of yourself. To begin this work, you may have to let go of an old form, as a caterpillar must, to become a butterfly. Mourn what you've left behind, then get curious about what is to arrive. Examine the power of dynamics of the situation. Neither give yours away nor misuse power of others. Step out of a power struggle and into self-empowerment. Challenge. Pluto's shadow side can bring up obsession, depression, mortality, and grief. Pluto plays hardball, so get a guide for this realm if needed. Spiritual gift. Pluto asks you in the face of life and death, why are you here? This isn't a rhetorical question. Strip down to the essential and come back to what really matters to find the answer. Oof. Such a transformative time when it comes to love, sex, and relationships off of the heels of the 6 months of deep diving. Guys, it's been more than that, but we really shifted in our healing journey in spring, going into divine masculine season. And it's a lot of what we absorbed and experienced, whether on the karmic or new timeline, really prompted this internal reflection and change in order to further continue to shift and become in alignment with the bigger picture. Your love collective is a part of the bigger picture. Okay, what you envision with regards to love is a part of your 10 of Pentacles. The relationship, these consecrated unions collective, they are here. They are destined and fated for you. Do not let time fuck you. If you are here in this message, this is for you. Something is, or else you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be an energetic match. You wouldn't even have seen the notification pop up. It just be like that with energy. So if you're here, figure out why. And don't expect me to tell you. You figure out why. And that leads me to tell you guys much of what you're looking for is in the fucking library. So go copy and paste, okay? And even if you are carrying on with the subscription, you can keep it so you have your own library. All the messages that you felt you resonated with, you can stash them so that you can have a library of what you know, the messages that have served you. So you can always revisit them and shit. All right? And then clarity, planning and releasing illusion. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, I love you guys. All right? For those not carrying on with the subscription, thank you wholeheartedly for giving this platform a chance and checking it out and doing this thing called Ascension with us. And to those carrying on with the subscription, I appreciate you guys for your continued support, and I look forward to continuing to ascend with you. Angel Gang Gang. Mwah! Ciao.